Guys, one of the reasons I love this movie is because of the lesson, the moral in the story. I'm gonna urge you guys to go watch Wings for Two, not because it has the best acting or because it's an A-list movie or whatever. It's not actually. It's quite basic and mediocre if you ask me. However, the lesson involved is great. It talks about life being ephemeral, very short lived, and it also emphasizes on the fact that whatever or however you treat people, how you do right or wrong by people, is what is going to live on even after you are gone. All right? So every other thing you acquire, every wealth, every status, whatever it is going to be forgotten, gone when you're gone. But the name you have engraved for yourself based on whatever you did, whether good or bad, is going to live on. And that's what you'll be remembered for. Everything is vanity if we look at it. Vanity, because in a blink of an eye, you could lose it, right? But when you understand that, as you try to struggle to figure out how you're going to make money, do all of these stuff, make sure that you treat people right. You don't allow whatever you have get in your head. That's what this movie is about. That's why I rock with it. Beautiful movie. Let's get down to the storyline. So, Frederick, Leonard, beautiful acting. Nadia Buari as Mela, Frederick as Emeka, I think. So Emeka has this assistant, and Emeka was really uppity, proud, egoistic, very belligerent, narcissistic, very, very condescending. He was just a lot. He was just a lot. He would like to put down women, treats his subordinates in such a cruel way and whatever. So because he had wealth, or because he was immersed in wealth, and everything got into his head. So the nice assistant, what sometimes he will act in a way that is not acceptable, or he's gonna forget something, he'll do something, and then he would put it on her and accuse her for it. She was getting tired of it, and Nadia, Mina on the other hand, had just gotten back from wherever she was abroad to take over her dad's company, who had just passed, right? Nadia, on the other hand, nice, calm, very warm lady. And so while all of these while all of these whole things were hitting his assistant, one time they went to the store to get stuff, and he was with the ATM card, and after getting the stuff, she wanted to pay. She didn't have a card. She said she had given it to him. He was mad. He said she would lose her job, blah, blah, blah. He talks to people in such a terse and very abrasive and very rough, rude manner. Even those he meets in the restaurant. He meets in the restaurant, I mean. He talks to them in such an unacceptable way. So, while he was, being rude, scolding her for leaving the ATM, telling her she's embarrassing him, Mila walked in and scolded him back. Why would you be talking to her like that? Blah, blah, blah. They went back and forth. He was like, this is none of your business. She was like, no, it's my business. So they went back and forth for a little bit, and she left. And so it was like that, rude. Now Mila was facing quite a lot of hitches at her work at her father's company, because the stakeholders wanted to vote her out and wouldn't want her to take over the company even though it was the dad's will for her to take over and run the company, they wanted to vote her out. They said she's not competent. So she wanted to prove her competence. I don't know if you get it, because that was what the lawyer told her. So eventually they met again. Emeka and his personal assistant had gone to a restaurant. Same restaurant, he embarrassed people and whatever. Nadia with Mira walked into the restaurant to have a meeting, I think, with prospective or potential clients. And she was just sat there waiting, and he started taunting her, "Oh, Ibo, we meet again, blah, 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 blah." So out of discomfort, she stood up and left. And the secretary, his PA left or whatever. So they met again at a restaurant. And well, before they met, someone came with a proposal for him to buy several hectares of land in a nice place in Lagos. And the person also put up a good conviction, told him that they will gain some money if he spends 40 billion naira. They stand the chance to gaining 60 billion naira and so on, and blah blah blah. So he decided to invest in the land, to purchase the land. Well, like I was saying, they met again at the store, the same store. So this time around, he tried to be conversational, tried to engage her, was not rough around the edges like he would be. And she granted him audience, gave him her number, told him her name too. And yeah, then they started getting better acquainted and going out. So he was constantly doing the same thing over and over again. She would get angry because of his attitude towards people. They are gonna fight. She'll walk away and all of that stuff. So it got to a point where they fought at a restaurant because of how rude he was to a restaurant staff. She got angry. She walked away. She got into her car. As she was driving, fuming, she got into an accident. I think, yeah. She got into an accident. But before that, she had a plan with his PA, because she invited the PA over to her house. She had a plan with him they had a plan. Whatever. She said she wanted to talk to her about something. So yeah, no, that was not even what made her angry. That's not even what made her angry. Well, they had a plan. So eventually he got bad news that the whole thing crashed. It was fraudulent and whatever. And of course, he had put up his properties as collateral. So the bank came and seized everything. So he had to go back to the scratch. And he went to his friend who took him in. He had to put up with his friend, even though it was the same friend he treated badly one time. The friend put up with him, and he put up with his friend, and the friend suggested that he opens a car wash to go by. So he opened a car wash, and his former PA, came to wash her car. Meanwhile, Mela had given her a job at her company because she was competent. So while he got the bad news, at the same time she came and told him she quit. And he was so angry and whatever. So moving forward, Mila came to the car wash to wash her car. So she also told, not Mila now, the PA came to the car wash to wash her car. He was shocked to see her. He was also surprised that she owned a car. So the PA told Mila that he owns a car wash, and After they washed the car, she left. The next time she returned, she came with an accusation that they stole her $40,000 or something. So he kept on insisting that he didn't do it. He didn't do it. His workers did not do it. She has known him for years. Well, she accused him for something like that. So she called the police on him. He wanted to lose his mind. In my mind, I was saying, good for you. Very good. Very good. Very good. He wanted to lose his mind. She called the police. And while they were about to put him in the truck to take him away, there was a phone call she gave to him. It was Mila telling him that, hey, buddy, you got to come work for me. If not, your ass will be in jail. So because he didn't want his ass to be in jail, he had to go work for her. So he started working for her as a personal chauffeur who drives her around and washes her car. So she decided to give him a taste of his own medicine by being mean to him. And that was when he understood how. Now, in the midst of giving him the taste of it, you could just know that, okay, you could just tell that this person is still nice. So it happened like that until she was expecting him to do something at a restaurant they went to. He didn't do it. She got angry. She walked out, got into her car. As she was driving, she had an accident, landed in the hospital, and she was paralyzed for a while because she had a problem with her spinal cord. But in all of these hula baloo, he was there for her. He was taking care of her, hospital and back home. So that was when she started getting softer, and they realized that, oh, in the midst of all his very, very nasty nature, there's an underlying nice nature that has not been tapped before. So they just need to scratch it like a sandpaper, with a sandpaper, so they can tap into that part of it. And eventually, he started reliving in regrets, especially when he got to know that this lady, regardless of all he has, because he was always about what I have, I can buy you, I can do whatever. Regardless of what she has, she's humble, she's down to earth, she's very respectful, she's nice, she's kind, she has kind words, never aggressive or talking down on people. Even though she was wealthier than him, he said that. He said, I thought I was wealthy. I was always making the noise and whatever. But you're even wealthier than I am, and you don't do all of these. You are humble at the same time. So he learned, and they started falling for each other. They started falling in love. Then he got a call that said, hey, the whatever has been paid, the loan, blah, 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 blah. And he was shocked. And the lady, that was when Mila told him she was the one involved. They had a plan. They had to, so you understand how it feels or what his PA went through. And he was not angry with her, as a matter of fact. He said he's glad he went through this process because he needed the humbling experience to make him understand that life is ephemeral and you're not God. You could lose everything you boast in. So he also appreciated her for taking him through this process. She thought he was going to be angry with her, but he was not angry. Well, of course, he proposed to her to get married to him. By the way, she gained her legs back and whatever it was. She could walk, but she was using an assistive device. And yeah, that was how the movie ended. Like I said, there are quite a number of places that I was like, what if he's the lawyer? The lawyer was not real. It was plastic. Every time she had the conversation, Nadia, great actress, lawyer, poor, terrible in his craft. He was not real, so it was not really giving that realness, that genuine genuine acting, genuine skill. Like he was not giving that. There was no brilliance in it. They will have a conversation that's like script, and at some point when he's done, he'll just be quiet. Like you could just say some things as you're getting yourself together to leave. Does make sense that way, but it was not. It was not. And another scene I was not quite in tune with was Emeka's reaction to the loss of every asset he had. Like literally, if you're worth billions of naira, and the blink of an eye, you lose all of that. Man, you're not gonna be put together. He was giving me put together. You're supposed to go crazy. That was another one. Which other one? That's it's just here and there. However, the moral or the lesson we learned in the story is quite good. And I like the fact that they added a little twist to it. It's not like the one that he will lose everything, then will fall in love with her, then he will be her husband or whatever. No. This one was a prank they had to play on him. So even though I guessed it, I predicted that was what was gonna happen. Immediately she said, I need to talk to you about something. And they didn't show what they talked about. I just knew it. But overall, great movie, great storyline, great lesson to be learned. And I wish you watch this movie so you can see what I'm talking about. That'll be it. I'll see you guys in my next review. Have a great one. Bye.